Warren Simons here, the club professional at the beautiful Mount Lofty Golf Club. And what I'd like to do today is to go into another one of the trouble shots in golf, and that is what's called the knockdown shot. Now, a knockdown shot is a shot where you need to keep the ball low to either keep the ball underneath some trouble, it might be a low hanging branch or something like that, or conversely you might be playing on a very windy day and you want to keep the ball low into the green to try and keep the ball out of the wind so that you can have more control over the ball. Now, in order to hit this shot, there's a few adjustments you need to make with your address position or your setup, and there's a few things you need to remember when you actually hit the ball and swing. Now, first of all, with your address position, what I'd like you to do is to have your feet about shoulders width apart. That's as if you're going to play a full shot into the green. You might be, for instance, 140, 150 metres from the green. But when you grip the club, instead of gripping up high on the club, I want you to grip about halfway down the club. The whole idea of this is that if you grip a bit lower, you can have a little bit more control of the club, because that's one of the key ingredients with this shot. Then when you do set up, what I'd like you to do is, instead of having your hands about level with the ball, have your hands a little bit further forward. Now, in golf, I often call this de-lofting the club, or in other words, reducing the loft to help keep the ball down very low. Once you've done that, when you swing, you may need to take a full back swing if you're indeed hitting a full shot. If you're hitting a little 80-metre shot, for instance, you might need to take a shorter backswing. For the purpose of this one, we'll have a full backswing. However, when you hit the ball, what I want you to try and do is make sure your hands are just in front of the club face, or in other words, in front of the ball. And then when you do follow through, I want you to try and shorten or abbreviate your follow through into this position I am now. That's going to help keep the ball down low. And also, you'll note how my right hand is sitting over the top of my left hand. The whole idea of that, again, is to help keep the ball low off the club face and low through the air. Now, if I demonstrate this shot to you right now, I've got a club on the ground here which is pointing at my target. I'm gripping the club about halfway down the grip. I've got the toes of my shoes parallel with that club, so therefore my hips and shoulders are likewise. But I've got my hands further forward than what I normally do for this sort of shot. Now, you'll note I'll have a full backswing, but after I've hit the ball, I'll stop my follow through about halfway and my right hand will be sitting on top of the club. So we're going to hit that shot. And you'll notice that when the ball goes through the air, it was down very, very low, out of the wind. As I said, if there was an overhanging branch in front of you, it keeps the ball underneath that branch, helps you get the ball on the green or back on the fairway. Try and remember this shot next time you're caught in this position on the course. I'm sure it will improve your game.